Hi, how's everyone's day going? How are we doing? It's sunny out, the weather is changing, and it's getting warmer outside, which means hot girl summer. So I hope we're all getting ready to devour this summer because this summer is gonna be so good. I feel it in my freaking bones. Like I genuinely feel it in my bones. I don't know why, but I feel it in my bones. I just feel like everything's been coming together for me like this past like few weeks, which is like really strange because like I don't know, life feels like it's going the right direction, then it feels like it's not, right? And I'm just like, is everything going the way it should be? But as of lately, the things that have been happening in my life sounds like it's going correct. Getting Billie Eilish tickets today. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's gonna happen. Going to get them. She hasn't even dropped her album yet, and I'm already like ready to bust down $1,000. But like you get it. If you have a favorite artist, you get it. Like you just gotta support. Like you don't care what they put out, you're gonna like it regardless. Like you will literally force yourself to like it because like why wouldn't you like it? You know? I don't know. I love Billie Eilish. I love all her music. Even like her previous album, Happier Than Ever. I didn't like it in the beginning. I was like, okay, maybe like three songs. And then I kept listening to it, because I was going to a concert, and then I fell in love with it. Every single song, I know every single song like the back of my hand. So I'm like, I'm gonna love her album either way. Like I don't care what it is, I don't care what's on it. And she actually said that this album is like very like it feels wrong to release because she was told to kind of do what she wants and like just like be weird on the album and just like make songs that you think you would never release. Like they are never going to see the public's eye, but they are going to see the public's eye. And that's pretty cool because we get a different side of her. And I feel like this album is going to be very unique and very different. And I'm excited for that because I'm tired of the same thing. Pop music literally just repeats itself like in history. Like it goes to like the same vibes, the same storylines, the same everything. Like I just want us to dip back into like old like I don't know, like something different. Something different. I'm in love with old music right now, like 80s vibes, but I think that anything that's like alternative or out of like the normal pop, hip hop go to radio station, I'm excited for. Like, I just want that. I want more of it. I want more of it. And I'm so excited for our album because I feel like it's going to really dip into a different niche that we don't even know exist. So that's really exciting. Second, I have discovered my gym journey. Yeah, we're back on it. So last podcast, I talked about how I was not feeling my body. I was insecure as hell. I'm like, I don't feel like I want to. I'm just not loving myself, okay? I'm like, I want to get bigger. I want to bulk. I want to do all this. But then it comes with eating a lot of food and getting injured because now I'm lifting heavier, trying to freaking get stronger, and I push myself too hard. So now I'm hurting for a whole week. And then it's just this like constant cycle of just like annoyance and pain. And I just don't want to go through that again. And I had like a dilemma the other day, and I was looking at, I don't know if you guys know who he is, Jeff Wittick. I put a little picture, but he was on his podcast or Tana's podcast. I don't know. He's on someone's podcast. Like, oh no, I think it was just his vlog, but he was shirtless, and he always looked bigger to me, like online on social media. But it's definitely manipulation of lighting and all that stuff. But he's not. He's literally just like he has barely any body fat, and he's just like muscle, which I'm like is not a bad thing. Why don't I just do that? So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stop being so hard on myself and trying to be this big macho man because like for what? For what? Like, it's just not in my genetics, and I've accepted that. I'm like, I'm not gonna be that big. I'm not gonna, like, can I? Yes. Because can you do anything you want? Yes. But do I want to do that anymore? No. I'm like, I'm so over it. I'm so over it. I'm so past it. I've done turned back to bulking like 3, 4 times these past like 2, 3 years, which is like insane. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get cut up. I'm gonna get cut up. I'm gonna eat healthy, and then I'm gonna get shredded. And then I don't even fully attack that. I still like kind of dip my toe in it, and then I'm like, but wait, I feel too small. Let me bulk up first, and then I go back to bulking, and it's like, no, like I need to pick a struggle. I need to pick a struggle for real, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just get shredded. So I'm really really excited for that because now I'm okay with looking small in person. Who cares? Okay, I'm gonna be strong and I'm gonna have muscle, and at the end of the day, that's what kind of gets me past like the insecurity is like seeing like abs or like physique. Like, I need to see muscle. And if I don't see it and I'm just bulking, then I'm getting puffier and I feel fat. And I correlate the two, and they're not even supposed to be correlated because in reality I'm bulking, so it's not like I'm getting fat. I'm just putting on healthy weight to then shape into muscle. But I can't get past that. Like every time I just look in the mirror, it screams at me and I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going back to getting cut up and smaller or whatever. So yeah, I've finally decided that I'm just going to shred. I'm going to stop trying to bulk and I'm just going to get shredded. And I'm so freaking excited. My cousin's also doing the same thing, which honestly motivated me to kind of just be like, what is wrong with me trying to be bulky? Like my cousin, he wants to do like more of like a slim build. Um, so he's doing it because he wants to do modeling. So I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna be hanging out like all summer, and if I see you with literally like no body fat on your body, I'm gonna be hella insecure and compare myself in my head and be like, why does he look so good and I don't? In reality, people will say, oh no, you look good. Like, what are you talking about? I don't think so, but it's because I'm looking for like that, like literally no body fat, which is like insane, but obtainable, which is why I'm gonna do it. So he's on his grind right now. He actually just started a fast, so he's not eating. I'm really nervous for that, but he was educating me on it and telling me about like what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do it because that boy, he studies things like to the max. Like I give him props all the time because I'm like, bro, you literally like whenever he wants to learn something, he deep dives into it. He'll have a whole slideshow about it. Like he really like takes the time to get information from multiple sources rather than just go look up the first thing and be like, okay, that must be what it is. No, he'll like go on like videos and Wikipedia and then like articles and then like he'll hit everything. He'll hit everything and he'll get like a really good uh, assumption of like how this is supposed to actually work. And he's done it before, but he's gonna do it again, and he's excited because he's changing his whole fashion. This is really just coming about him, not me talking about his whole life story. He'll be on the podcast soon. You guys can hear more. But whatever. Yeah, I talked to him about working out, and now it kind of changed my whole mindset. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna love what I got. I'm gonna love what I got because I'm just not destined to be one of these bulky freaking Dwayne the Rock Johnson folks in the gym. Like it's just not me. It's not my journey right now. It's really not. So I'm like, you know what? Moving forward, we're done with that. But yeah, that's honestly about all the updates I have for you guys. Oh. Wait, I'm lying. So also, guess what happened? I finished my song. I finished my first original song. And I'm so excited to get into the studio, which is happening in like 4 days. I have a studio session. So I'm going to add some like backing vocals and stuff like that to the track. And I'm really excited because I'm going to perform it live June 1st in downtown Springfield. So pull up, pop up, be there, be square, because it's going to be so cool and I'm so excited. There's going to be multiple performances going on. I, however, have a slot for 3 songs. So I will be singing an original song and 2 covers. Probably going to end with the original song just to kind of make my statement. But I'm really excited. The song that I am putting out is more of a pop rock kind of approach. I'm just so into like pop right now and like guitars and like the drums and like it's just like I love that like spunk kind of feel. So I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna play just the instrumental. Don't get too happy. I'm gonna play the instrumental just so you can get an idea of what I mean by the beat. So excited. Now that's just like the intro beat, but you get the vibes. Like it's got the it's like just very like upbeat, and I'm so excited because I wanted to write a song that not only had like a pretty fun message, but like a fun beat, like something that you can kind of just like jump around in your room to, kind of vibes, like giving very much that. Like, but it's because I didn't want to write like a heartbreak pop song. I was on like my heartbreak pop song like era for like years, and I'm over that. Like I'm over that. I love like upbeat and like cool funky music that you can kind of just like blare and just bop your head to. Like that's just like so intriguing to my brain right now, and it just fills my endorphins. No, my endorphins. There's another word. I don't know. It just fills my fire. Basically, fuels it. But other than that update, that's honestly about it with me. Yeah, kind of it. But let's get into what we're talking about today. So today, I wanted to talk about what it is with like gay, LGBTQIA plus. Yeah, and if you just learned that right now, there's IA plus. There's so many forms of expression when it comes to like your sexuality and like what you represent and stuff like that. And I genuinely, being bisexual, don't know the half of it, like at all. Like at all. So I figured what better way, what better time to learn some of the things than to do it on the podcast and you guys learn with me, because I don't literally know the half of it. And like I personally, I think it's straight, bi, gay or lesbian. Like that's as far as it goes for me, because it's like there's only, for me, not trying to offend nobody, but for me, I look at it as one of two things. When people give birth, they have a boy or a girl, right? Automatically. And you identify that with the body part. And we have not had a third body part yet. So it's like for me, so there's only two genders. So I'm like, I don't I don't know why there's so many different forms of expression, but people choose to express themselves differently, and that is completely okay. Kudos to you for finding yourself. But I, however, know nothing about that, and I wanted to take the time to learn different sexualities with you guys and different gay slangs and terminology that people use that I feel like no one truly knows. Like even the ones I'm gonna read, some people might disagree with them and go, "That's not what that means." But this off the articles and LGBTQIA plus sites that I could get it from. Um, I pulled from different sources. So we're gonna see what these like terminologies mean. But it's like one person will say like queer. That's one that I don't understand. LGBTQ. Oh no, is that? I think the Q is questioning. We're gonna learn all this right now. You see, I don't know jack shit. But we're gonna see how this all goes, because I honestly don't know the first thing about it. But first we're gonna start with sexualities, because there's so many. This one that I found are like the umbrella sexualities, which is like the top 15 sexualities. Um, and then at the end it said this is just the like iceberg, the tip of the iceberg, which is insane, because it's like how many sexualities are out there? How many more ways can you feel about a boy and a girl? I don't know. It's just so much for me. So we have alloromantic. A person who identifies as alloromantic experiences romantic attraction toward others. Okay, so that sounds like a normal person to me, like the standard person, someone who experiences romantic attraction toward others, someone who just likes other people. Wait, because I think that this is only okay. So I think I know what's happening here. There's not multiple forms of sexuality, but it's multiple forms of a way to defend yourself towards another sexual approach. Like if you don't like sex, I think that's asexual. We're probably gonna learn that in a couple seconds. Oh yeah. I scroll down. Asexual is an umbrella term that encompasses a broad spectrum of sexual orientations. Did I just get that wrong? According to LGBTQIA Resource Center, asexuality is a spectrum. Some people may experience no sexual or romantic attraction toward anyone, while others may experience varying degrees of sexual or romantic attraction toward people. So I think I'm right. Some people may experience no sexual or romantic attraction toward anyone. Yeah. So I think asexual is just that. Somebody who just does not like having sex. And alloromantic is somebody who's romantic towards others, who has a romantic attraction towards others. So maybe alloromantic is like, I love being romantic and cutesy with you, but don't touch me. Right? Maybe. I don't know. Allosexual. This isn't about a term. A person who identifies as allosexual typically feels sexual attraction toward other people. They may also want to have sex with their partner. People who identify with this orientation may also identify with another sexuality, such as being gay, lesbian, or bisexual. So allosexual is. Did you guys understand what that even is? I didn't. I'm gonna read it one more time. A person who identifies as allosexual typically feels sexual attraction toward other people. They may also want to have sex with. Okay, so Oh, sorry. Okay, so there might that's the regular term, I guess. So you're just like regular. You are down to have sex with your partner, and you're not against it. But they had to give that a title because there's people that aren't like that, and they got a title for not being like that. So now you need a title to classify that you're like that, kind of thing. So allosexual. Okay, so I'm allosexual basically because I like to have sex. um. Okay. Androsexual. People who consider themselves androsexual feel attraction towards men, males, or perceived masculinity, irrespective of whether or not they were assigned male at birth. People consider towards men, males. Okay, they feel attraction towards men. If you're androsexual, you feel attraction towards men. What's irrespective? I don't know what that word means. Irrespective of whether or not they were assigned male at birth. Maybe regardless if they're a guy or a girl at birth, they feel attracted towards a man, I think. Listen, we're learning together. I don't know. This is not me educating you. This is me trying to educate us and failing terribly. Aromantic. A person who identifies as aromantic may not feel any romantic attraction toward anyone. They may not want a relationship beyond friendship. Those who identify with this orientation may also identify with another orientation. A person's romantic attraction can differ from their sexual attraction. For example, a person may not feel romantic attraction towards people, but still be sexually attracted to some individuals. For example, a person may not feel romantic attraction to people. Okay, so like kind of like just having sex to have sex, I think, is what I got at the end of that. Um, you're not like romantically attracted to them, but you're like, I want to smash, kind of thing. Okay. Asexual. Asexual is an umbrella term that encompasses a broad spectrum of sexual orientations. According to LGBTQIA Research Center, asexuality is a spectrum. Some people may experience no sexual or romantic attraction toward anyone, while others may experience varying degrees. Didn't we read this? So sorry. Recap. Okay, next. Okay, we have autoromantic. Like a car. Auto. Those who are autoromantic experience a romantic attraction toward themselves. Period. Self-love. Okay, so this one means you love yourself. This does not mean they do not also experience romantic attraction towards others. Okay. So they get off to themselves. I think these are the kind of people that put mirrors above on the ceiling and like do the business and just look at themselves, or like will have a girl or a guy, whatever you're doing, get in front of the mirror and like give you attention, but you're just looking at yourself the whole time. That's crazy. I mean, hey, period, do you? But like, that's crazy to think about. Like, if I was that person trying to help that person out, I'd be like, excuse me, like, can I be hot for a second? Like, enough about you being hot. Can I be hot? But okay, autoromantic, that's what that means. Autosexual. Those who identify as autosexual experience a sexual attraction toward themselves. Wait. Oh, I mixed them up. So autosexual is what I just talked about. What I just said about like, and autoromantic is like probably just like taking yourself on a date and going out to the movies by yourself and like just showing forms of love towards yourself in a romantic way, um, like self-love, I would say. So honestly, I wish I was auto romantic because that's one thing I can never do. Like I know somebody, I mean, hopefully one day. I don't want to say I never would do it because I would like to be able to do it, but I have a friend that she was actually on the podcast last, uh, Gigi. She went to the movies by herself, like fully, and I'm like, oh my god, period, main character. But like, I don't think I could do that, and that's basically what someone who is auto romantic can do. Um, okay, bi-curious. People who identify as bi-curious are interested in having sexual romantic experience with some of the same gender. That one's obvious. It's like bisexual, but you're not yet. You're trying to figure it out. You're curious. So you can just kind of test the waters with a guy or a girl and be like, okay, I like it, I don't, you know, yeah. Biromantic. People who identify as biromantic feel romantic, but not necessarily sexual attraction towards more than one gender. Okay, that's really interesting to think about. So like, it's crazy to think about that some people are like this because, like, on average, this isn't the way the brain would normally work, but it happens, and that's why there's a name for it because there is some people that do think that way. But I think this is kind of like being like romantic with like your bro, like bromance, right? But not wanting to go there with them, not wanting to be sexual with them. Like you're like, no, like that's too far. But you love them like a lot. You want to like spoil him, get him gifts, take him out. Come on, bro, let's go to the mall. You buy him new shoes, like that kind of romantic bromance, I guess, is biromantic, which is really interesting. Then we have demiromantic. Demiromantic. Okay, demiromantic is people who identify as demiromantic do not usually feel romantic attraction to people with whom they do not have a strong emotional bond. So demiromantic is basically somebody who people who identify as demiromantic usually not feel romantic attraction toward some people with whom they do not have a strong emotional bond. My brain is freaking fried right now. Like, it's not even loading. Moving on. I hope you understood that one. Demisexual. A person who identifies as demisexual typically only feels sexual attraction towards a person with whom they have already established a strong emotional bond with. Okay, so this is somebody who kind of just can't do hookup culture. They're like, no, I need to like actually connect with you and like feel like we're kind of linked, which are the people that if you have a hookup with, sometimes get attached and don't want to leave because they went into that because they finally felt comfortable enough with you and to hook up with you and felt safe enough. And then you're kind of like, okay, bye. And they're like, wait, because I just had to like bond with you to even get there and you just left me. So those are people that are demisexual who can't handle just like hookup culture kind of thing. There's a lot. I thought this was the 15 page. I'm just gonna pick some out. Queer. I wanted to know what that was. People of all sexualities under LGBTQIA umbrella may also identify as queer. Historically, many people use the word queer as a slur. People belonging to LGBTQIA communities may now choose to use this term to reclaim it. It is generally not a good idea for people outside of these communities to use this term. Okay, so it is in there. But I've also heard people say lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, questioning. I don't know what IA is for. It's the new ones they added. But Q is also queer. So lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer. And people of all sexualities may identify as queer. So queer is just like an umbrella term is what they're saying. So I can be queer. A lesbian person can be queer. A bisexual person can be queer. Like anyone can just say I'm queer, I guess. It's just like a... Okay. Yeah, you guys get it. Let's see what else. I think that's honestly it for the sexualities I'm going to go over because there's so many. Now we're going to go to the fun stuff. I think this is fun stuff because it's so interesting that there's like so many slangs and terms for like different things. Oh, wait. Let's learn about what LGBTQIA plus stands for. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, questioning, or queer. They put both, so I was right on those. Intersex or asexual. That's what it means. Now, let's go to the terminology. We have baby gay. Baby gay is someone who's newly out, is generally pretty clueless about everything. A trip to a gay club feels like a life-changing adventure, and social norms seem impossible to grasp. Baby gays would benefit from this glossary. Um. Okay, I'm on the glossary, so I'm gonna benefit. I guess I'm a baby gay. Bear. Hairy, chunky, chubby, muscly, bearded boys with big bellies to be proud of. Everyone loves a bear, one of the most visible and inclusive subcultures in the gay community. And don't get us started on all the different kind of bears. Panda bears, red bears, polar bears. They started to name animals. I don't know if those still qualify or explain a bear, but basically a bear is a man who is hairy and chubby and big and or muscly, beard, hairy. Yeah. A bear. Think like an ape, honestly. I think that would be the best like comparison. Bussy. We all heard that one before. It's basically what girls have. A vagina.
So goes out of your vagina.
It's the only hole we have. Our butthole. So we call it a bussy. Cute. Okay. It's just kind of like a gay boy's way of feeling like he has what a girl has, but doesn't truly have one. He has a butthole, so he would just call it that instead. Chaser. Usually someone who is attracted to larger men, although the word can be applied to anyone chasing a particular fetish. So it can be applied to anyone, basically. A chaser. I mean, that just sounds like a pick-me, right? We know that. A pick-me. Girl that just wants to be picked by every man. That's a chaser. A cub. A cute addition to different bear subtribes. Mentioned above, a cub is a young bear, perhaps with a slightly smaller frame, who is not to be confused with an otter. Okay. We haven't learned what otter yet means. So let's skip to otter just so we understand what that even means. Okay, an otter is a slim, maybe athletic man with a good amount of fur to his name. So, slim, athletic, with a little bit of body hair. Okay, that's an otter. And they don't want to confuse cubs with otters because a cub is more so close to a bear, but a baby bear. So, like, maybe a chubbier man who's, smaller, like short, hairy. He's a bear, but he's a cub because he's not big. So he's like a mini version, I guess. Drag. If anyone ever accuses you of having a lowbrow television taste, then you can respond to the word drag. Is in fact a Shakespeare acronym for dressed as a girl, referring to male actors who played female roles. Okay, so we know what drag is. Drag queens, drag show, drag race, RuPaul. Yeah. So basically someone who just is dressed as a girl in how people would say. DILF. That one's easy. Dad I like to fuck, or MILF. Mom I like to fuck. We know that one. Gamer. If you don't know what that means, I mean, I just said it. So, yeah. Basically, you want to get out of mom or a dad. A gamer. A pretty obvious girl, what? For gays who like video gaming, and we're more than just a few. A recent survey showed 21% of the industry in the UK identifies as LGBTQ. So, gamers, but gay gamers. Didn't know that needed one too. Goat star. A goat star is a man who has never had sex with a woman, and vice versa for goat star lesbians. It's actually a slight controversial term, as some regard it as an elitist and competitive. Okay, a gay man who has never had sex with a woman, and vice versa. So basically, someone who never has even tasted the opposite gender. They've only messed with the same gender. Cute. Draft. Supposedly derived from the fact that male drafts are penchant for a bit of the same-sex action, and who can blame them? This is a term for a mightily tall homosexual. Just a tall gay man. That's what a giraffe is. Gym rat, we know what a gym rat is. Which is kind of crazy because the fact that it's on the LGBTQ slang is interesting. A muscle bound chicken eating, shake swilling, bicep curling gay. God damn. A gym bunny, a muscle Mary. All the perks of hot bods aside, some of us are perfectly happy being sofa slugs. Okay, period. Basically, it's just a guy that likes to go to the gym a lot, but he's gay, which is crazy because the word gym rat has like expanded itself beyond LGBTQ. Everyone says you're a gym rat, even straight men. They're like, I'm a gym rat, which is insane because little do they know in the LGBTQ space that means you're a gay gym rat. Meerkat, a TikTok user, made a video identifying a new tribe as an anxious, sassy gay. It's a veritable zoo out there. Anteaters, blobfish, and hedgehogs are no doubt soon to come. That's crazy. Not them saying that there's gonna be more terms like anteaters, blobfish, and hedgehogs. That's just why are we stealing the animal kingdom? So meerkat. It's just somebody who's very flamboyant. I think that would be the best. I think that's also like saying somebody's fruity, like he's really fruity. It's just extra like, or maybe those are two different things. I don't know. Mother, gay times called it queer. At times centuries in name making mother. Yeah, y'all all know what mother means because y'all call Taylor Swift mother and your favorite artist mother. So that's basically what that means. Prawn. Listen, this one isn't big and it isn't clever, but it's unfortunately quite funny. A prawn refers to someone with a fantastic body and unattractive face. Ooh, for the record, everyone deserves to feel good about themselves and not have their head peeled off by someone with fishy fingers. That's crazy. Prawn is basically like a butterface, which is like, I would say more of like the straight term for that, which guys would call a girl, in which she has a nice body but not a pretty face. That's crazy. Queen. Queen. Okay. We know what queen is. Go queen. Queen. Period. Queen. Queen. Yeah. Queer. We learned. Excuse me. We learned about queer. Twink. Of all the gay mans under a hot homosexual sun, this is perhaps one of the most common, a slim youthful chap in the mode of Timothy Chalamet in Call Me By Your Name. Most newly out gays hit the clubs as fresh-faced twinks before succumbing to the statues of aging twink, a sociological. Okay, we know what twink means. It's Timothy Chalamet, according to this article. A twunk is a twink, so someone like Timothy Chalamet, but who has hit the gym and mainlined enough protein to bulk up morphs into what is known as a twunk. How's this different from a gym rat? As anyone else's guess? Okay, so a twunk and a gym rat, they're not really different at all. But I would feel like because gym rat is used in the straight community a lot more than twunk, because twunk is never used in the straight community, they identify their bros as gym rats. I think we should stick with twunk because we can't take gym rat and twunk. Like, let them have gym rat because that's just awkward. Unicorn. Unicorn. Slang for a bisexual person, a reference to people who believe bisexuality to be a myth. It can also be used to describe a bisexual woman who is happy to sleep with a heterosexual couple, or in other words, the fantasy of most straight men. A unicorn is crazy. I would not be identifying as a unicorn. I would be a bisexual man. Wolf. Usually a lean, muscular guy with body hair on his torso that is probably a bit on the gray side, typically perceived as a masculine and possibly quite assertive. Okay, lean, muscle, with body hair on his torso. So just on the, is the torso chest? Not me like going to the gym all the time and not knowing what body parts are called. I think that's just hair on your chest. But it says a bit on the gray side. So maybe like older men, I think. Yeah. I think that's probably more like older men. But that was fun. That was like a lot. There was so many different like terminologies, and the crazy part is like I everyone else was saying like that's scratching the surface. And I did save another one. You know what? We'll touch on this really quickly. Polysexual. This term is actually very much like pansexual, but not quite an expansion. You can identify as polysexual if you're attracted to multiple genders. So, polysexuals, you're attracted to most genders, multiple genders, guy, girl, or whatever other ones there are. You're attracted to those. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Homoflexible sounds crazy. The idea of sexuality can be flexible goes against what other people find comfortable. However, homoflexible is very real. If you categorize another sexuality, sexuality deserves to be acknowledged and heard just like other sexualities in this list. Those who are homoflexible may primarily be attracted to their own gender. However, they will sometimes have a sexual attraction towards the opposite gender as well. See, like homoflexible and bisexual sound the same to me because it's like you're, it just says you're attracted to the same gender for the most part, but then you're also sometimes attracted to girls. I don't know. But, anyways, I hope we learned something because I learned a few things. I learned a few things for sure. We learned what otters, twunks, and bears, and cubs, and lions, and tigers, and oh my are. So, that's good. Now we're a little educated. Um, but that's the podcast, honestly. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Next week, maybe I'm going to have a guest. Either next podcast, next Thursday, or the following Thursday, I'm going to have a guest. And she's a very close friend of mine, and I'm so excited to talk to her because I haven't seen her in so long. And I seen her at the club the other night, and we, like, always spark, like, fires when we see each other because we always have such a good friendship. So I'm really excited to see her again and catch up, and you guys are going to be there for the catch up. So stay tuned for that. That's it. All the socials are below. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, I hope you have a great day. And somebody decided to mow the lawn right now, so it's a good thing I'm in the podcast. Bye.